In this digital age, using time and settings of some applications can make someone seem more important. Ever since the phones had the capability to show read or open, it has created a new dynamic of speaking. The text message that is read but not answered feels like an ignored SOS signal sent off in the middle of the ocean. This gives a feeling of melancholy to the person who sent the message. But why though? What if the person receiving it is very busy? What if he or she does not like you? What if your breath smells bad over the phone? These are the examples of some of the thoughts, irrational or not, that probably go through the heads of people being ignored. This is all due to a big nonverbal response, aka no response. The reason this whole phenomenon occurred is because of the length of time it really takes to send a message. That's pretty much less than a second. When someone does not respond, it is as if they don't have a millisecond of time to spend on you. And that hurts. Now this is a strategy. People over text messages will often not respond quickly in order to seem very busy or very important. If you send a text message and the response is within the minute, it seems like that person has nothing better to do. But with a response that does not come until a few minutes later, the person sending the message has had an eternity to think about why that person is not responding. Now these strategies of responding and not responding are no more than a game. Like these people in the picture. There's not much benefit in making someone think that you are busy or important or super popular. The fact that people still do this can be for other reasons, however. And this brings us to our main aspect, the big kahuna, the double text. This double text theory is defined as the act of another person texting you without you texting back, usually with the significant pause between texts. Double means two, but a double text can be two or more messages. This action shows increased interest from a normal conversation. The individual that receives the message is most likely dominant in the conversation or relationship. Now this picture accurately depicts an inner battle which has gotten so intense that the person that sent the text in the first place is conflicted about why you have not responded. He or she then decides to fire off another shot. This may not seem like a big deal. Why is sending that second message looked down upon? The reason is that society and digital culture have placed a big emphasis on not doing this. Sending that second text is looked down upon because of its implications. It makes the person doing it seem desperate. The double text is pestering, annoying, a cry for attention. It shows heavy investment in the conversation. Look at this meme, for example. This was found by simply typing in double text on Google. Digital culture clearly has a hold on this concept. Why would anyone want someone to put themselves out there and send that second text though? Well, the truth is, it's not some sort of sadistic pleasure that someone gets when they force someone to seem annoying or clingy over the phone. Like, ha ha ha, I got him to make himself look stupid. No, it revolves around self-worth. Because you did not respond to the message that first time, that person is now trying that much harder to get your attention. That second text is like a compliment. Now this double text theory actually has an opposing side, a positive and optimistic outlook on double texting. Some people do not mind people sending that message because it keeps the conversation going. Sometimes messages do not come through. People generally forget to answer. There's not much offense in that, but it happens. That is the reason that not responding in general is not an insult. There are factors like cell towers, silenced phones that can get in the way of whatever conversation is at hand. This is one of the factors that influence this outlook on it. Because these things can hinder the conversation, the double text reminds them that they are in fact talking, and thus leads to a continuation of the topic at hand. Now there are differences between a double text being cute and slightly desperate to being outright stalkerish and annoying. It's uncommon to see it taken as far as a screenshot shown, but at this point the desperation is clear. Once a threshold of 2 to 3 texts is crossed, the overwhelming feeling of pestering can be felt in each little blue rounded rectangle. In order to not become annoying or desperate, one must stop the practice before it starts. Some people seem to be forced into the situation of double texting, so the best way to not be in it is to use the words as your friend. Say things that will most likely merit a response. Don't keep asking for one thing multiple times a day like this guy over here. He's being a pest. Now look at this screenshot, for example. No wonder there was no response. This guy was playing. He was boring. Use small talk and then divert it to a command of sending a Snapchat. Texting is an art form. When used effectively, it can be just as powerful as speaking. Most verbal culture will still apply. Double texting is not a taboo. It is comparable to a showing of peek of your cards. This can be used as an advantage. Situations may vary, like I said earlier, but it's a way to show your increased interest in the conversation. If you're trying to show someone that you're invested in this conversation, it can prove useful because it will spark the conversation. Now, this is a good way to show the person you are texting you enjoy talking to them, but this should be used sparingly, because if it's used too many times, the person will catch on and feel trapped, because you'll see that there's no way to not talk to you. Double texting is a weird anomaly in the fact that it's not okay with most people and just slightly okay with some. One thing is apparent, and that is that digital conversations work similarly to face-to-face. The rules apply. Double texting is a rule that is easily broken and can affect what others think of you. I mean, one-sided conversations are not enjoyable, right? Think of the double as someone tapping you to speak again and again. These little strategies can maintain or build better relationships digitally, and this is huge because people's opinions based on how you act on the phone will carry on to real life. And that's important. If someone thinks highly of another person based on how intriguing their conversations are over the phone, it will progress the relationship. Double texting is a relatively new social construct that is not as widely known or accepted yet. This small bit of effort that people think is helping them hurts them. Double texting opinions occur because half of the people are on board with this social anomaly and the other half are clueless. This dynamic of speaking is effective if used correctly, but texting rules are like grammatical rules. If they're not followed, then what is said can be undermined.